Baroda-based Indian artist Shaili Jyoti's exhibition Indigo draws upon India's history, narratives of immigration, and transnational economic interchanges.
Indigo Narratives features sculpture, installation, and paintings that incorporate hand-embroidered textiles, ajrak printing on khadi, and Sanskrit calligraphy. My narratives are inspired by the accounts of the tyranny of British colonial indigo planters on native farmers of Champaran and Mahatma Gandhi's subsequent intervention in Bihar in 1917-18, the first satyagraha led by Gandhi on Indian soil after his fight against racialism in South Africa. Stop growing indigo, we will fight. We need wheat and rice to survive. For the dying farmers who give their lives to grow indigo plants, the blood that spills in the fields of blue is the blood that stained the chest of indigos to reach England. Do we need another Mahatma to fight for the 21st century farmers? The blues of indigo or the moods of indigo. The works engage textile references of coastal Gujarat, literary texts such as Neeldarpan, along with references to indigo plant, color, dye, through history of India's colonial past. This whole installation is of 86 circular discs. The 5 feet high site-specific installation displays parallels of circles hanging 7 inches diameter with sets of 15 different contemporary indigo prints. The installation maps the narrative of suffering of native farmers of the deltaic region and is suggestive of accounts of oppression on the farmers. It also gives the reference of one of the mightiest peasant revolts in the subcontinent. The works draw upon India's colonial past but are also engaged with contemporary economic interchanges.
Shaili Jyoti is a fashion and textile designer, visual artist, and poet who has been working with textile workers and traditional crafts for a long time. Her research interest in the history of textile and design has led her to Indigo, a visual art project.
In the 19th century, Bengal was the largest producer of indigo. Not a chest of indigo reached England without being stained with human blood. An Englishman in Bengal civil service is said to have commented. But indigo holds a sustained presence in the post-colonial identity of India. The use of ajrak printing on khadi utilizes indigo techniques, which are used by Khatris, the immigrants from Sindh and Baluchistan during 1600 CE. Through this process, I examined the implications of personal, political, and cross-cultural choices of these communities. I worked with the 9th and the 10th generation ajrak artisans in Bhuj in the interiors of Gujarat on khadi fabric, with the ancient indigo resist printing techniques. My designs, however, are entirely contemporary interpretations of the politics of indigo. By incorporating traditional design motifs of different clans by artisans from the women's collectives such as Shujan, Threads of Life, and thus helping contribute towards providing sustainable means of income for some of India's underprivileged women. To me, textiles created for artwork performs a great sense of preservation as a visual medium for documentation purpose than compared to the functional textiles. Both have symbolic purposes. My artwork challenges me to apply this vision of traditional pattern block and color in the context of a socially and environmentally responsible design practice. Through my contemporary design motifs and presentation, I strive to present the viewer with a heritage so rich and color so historically meaningful in today's context of technique and its conservation.
Indigo. The present project by these artists become all the more important, especially when we come to know that there is no existing visual documentation on Gandhiji's involvement in Champaran. For the first time in history, Champaran movement and its peculiar connection with indigo is given a visual representation by two contemporary artists.